Good Thursday morning, everybody. Welcome to this week's Week 10 predictions. So, I'm Mason Pesky, your host here today. Definitely exciting times in the NFL. We are officially now at the halfway point of the season. 9 weeks down, 9 weeks to go. So this week officially begins the second half of the season, regardless of who has buys and who does not. It is still technically, though, hard to tell because some teams have only played technically still 8 games and stuff, but a lot have played 9. Like I know Baltimore, Minnesota, they have Miami, they've had later buys, but they've only played they've played 9. Teams that like Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Cincy, they have had buys already, so they've played 8 games. It's hard though to say what's truly halfway. I guess halfway would be halftime of this week's game for those teams that have played 8, like Pittsburgh. And for the teams like Minnesota that played 9 would be halftime of last week's games, because 17 games you play, 17 divided by 2 is 8.5. So technically at halftime at the 8th game is when you're halfway there. So technically some teams have passed the halfway point, some teams haven't. But for the league as a whole, since it's now 18 weeks, we have now passed the halfway point, and now we begin the second half of the season, which will be filled with excitement, fun, family, and football. And I know a lot of us too are getting ready too for our fantasy football playoff pushes. I know I have a big matchup this week. We will talk some about that. For sure, I'll try to keep. I don't know for sure, but I'll try to, if I can, but I'll try to keep my guys on my team out of the picture when we talk about games. But I will try to help you guys out some with your fantasy football this week. Because I know we're getting into crunch time. 5 weeks for most people left in their seasons here, and for the NFL, we reach the second half of the year. Kind of crazy how Christmas and all that, Thanksgiving, Christmas and all that's coming up. So time is moving quickly. It's exciting. It feels so real. So definitely an exciting time for sure. Definitely an exciting time for this channel. Remember to do what I've been saying. Tell your friends, tell your coworkers, tell your family, tell your significant other. Just tell the person in the line in front of you at Starbucks. Just keep spreading the word about this channel. You guys are doing such a great job with that. We've hit 99 views for my pregame show versus Florida State. So once again, I'm so thankful for you all. You guys are the best. So thank you guys so much for continuing to tune in. Anyway, though, let's get right into it now. With our predictions, as I start every video, we're going to talk about the teams. I'm sorry I'm looking away from the camera. It's just I'm looking at my computer so I can do this with you, and I'll do that in a couple minutes. Teams' current records, projected record, playoff chance, division chance, conference chance, and Super Bowl chance. So without further ado, here we go. Miami Dolphins, 6-3. I project them at 12-5. 91% playoff chance, 75% division chance. Sorry to burp. 10% conference chance, 4% Super Bowl chance. Buffalo Bills currently 5-4, 10-7 projected, 38% playoff chance, 20% division chance, 6% conference chance, 2% Super Bowl chance. The Jets of New York, 4 for the moment, 10-7 projected, 26% playoff chance, 4% division chance, 3% conference chance, 2% Super Bowl chance. Patriots, they're currently 2-7, 5-12 projected though, 6% playoff chance, 1% division chance, 200% conference chance, 1% Super Bowl chance. On to the AFC North now. We got the Baltimore Ravens sitting nice and pretty at 7-2, 12-5 projected record, 98% playoff chance, 38% division chance, 24% conference chance, 11% Super Bowl chance. Pittsburgh Steelers, 5-3 at the moment, 11-6 projected record, 57% playoff chance, 20% division chance, 5% conference chance, 2% Super Bowl chance. Cleveland Browns, 5-3 at the moment, 9-8 projected record, 52% playoff chance, 12% division chance, 3% conference chance, 1% Super Bowl chance. Cincinnati Bengals, 5-3 at the moment, 12-5 projected record, 77% playoff chance, 30% division chance, 6% conference chance, 3% Super Bowl chance. Amazing times for the Bengals. Big win over Buffalo. So, yeah. AFC South now, Jacksonville Jaguars, 6-2 at the moment. I project them to go 13-4. 98% playoff chance, 95% division chance, 16% conference chance, 7% Super Bowl chance. Houston Texans, big win. CJ Stroud, Tank Dell had amazing days, and we'll get to them when we do that game for the Bengals Texans in terms of fantasy. But anyway, now they're 4-4, 8-9 projected record, 36% playoff chance, 2% division chance, 1% conference chance, 1% Super Bowl chance. Indianapolis Colts, 4-5 projected record at the moment, or 4-5 current record at the moment. I'm sorry, 6-11 projected, 29% playoff chance, 2% division chance, 1% conference chance, 1% Super Bowl chance. The Tennessee Titans now, they're 3-5, 7-10 projected record, 8% playoff chance, 1% division chance, 1% conference chance, and 1% Super Bowl chance. Kansas City Chiefs, the Red Kingdom, 7-2 at the moment, 12-5 projected though, 99% playoff chance, 97% division chance, 20% conference chance, 10% Super Bowl chance. LA Chargers, 4-4 at the moment, 8-9 projected record, 40% playoff chance, 1% division chance, 1% conference chance, 1% Super Bowl chance. Viva Las Vegas, the Las Vegas Raiders, 4-5 at the moment, 8-9 projected record, 29% playoff chance, 1% division chance, 1% conference chance, and 1% Super Bowl chance. Denver Broncos, 3-5 at the moment, 8-9 projected record, 29% playoff chance, 1% division chance, 1% conference chance, and a 1% Super Bowl chance. NFC East division time now. We're on to the NFC, baby. Philadelphia Eagles, they're 8-1 at the moment. I project them to go 12-5, 99% playoff chance, 88% division chance, 30% conference chance, 15% Super Bowl chance. Super Bowl favorites by far right now. Dallas Cowboys, 5-3 at the moment, 10-7 projected record, 85% playoff chance, 10% division chance, 7% conference chance, and a 2% Super Bowl chance. Washington Command, they actually looked really good last week, by the way. They looked really good. Washington Commanders, 4-5 at the moment. I project them, though, to go 5-12. Rough finish to the year in our nation's capital, I'm thinking, for them. 38% playoff chance, 1% division chance, 3% conference chance, 1% Super Bowl chance. Not liking the Commanders. New York Giants, 2-7. Project them, though, 5-12. 6% playoff chance, 1% division chance, 1% conference chance, 1% Super Bowl chance. NFC North season, we got the Detroit Lions. Second favorite team of mine. I'm saying pretty at 6-2 leading this division. 12-5 projected record. 96% playoff chance. 84% division chance. 18% conference chance. 8% Super Bowl chance. Things looking good in the Motor City, baby. Minnesota Vikings, 5-4 at the moment. I project them to go 9-8. 70% playoff chance. 10% division chance. 4% conference chance. 2% Super Bowl chance. Green Bay Packers coming to Pittsburgh on Sunday. We'll get to them on the Steelers game day pregame, so can't wait for that one. 3-5 projected, or 3-5 at the moment. 6-11 projected. 30% playoff chance. 4% division chance. 1% conference chance. 1% Super Bowl chance. Chicago Bears staying currently at 2-7. 5-12 projected record. 18% playoff chance. 2% division chance. 1% conference chance. 1% Super Bowl chance. NFC South season, we got New Orleans sitting at 5-4, 8-9 projected, 45% playoff chance, 40% division chance, 6% conference chance, 3% Super Bowl chance. Atlanta Falcons, 4-5 at the moment. 6-11 projected record, 40% playoff chance, 30% division chance, 2% conference chance, 1% Super Bowl chance. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 3-5 at the moment, 4-13 projected, 24% playoff chance, 20% division chance, 1% playoff chance, or 1% conference chance, and 1% Super Bowl chance. Carolina Panthers, 1-7 at the moment, 7-10 projected, though. I think they get hot in the second half, make a run for their money at the division. 11% playoff chance, 10% division chance, 1% conference chance, 1% Super Bowl chance. On to the NFC West now, our last division. San Francisco 49ers, 5-3, 12-5 projected, 84% playoff chance, 55% division chance, 14% conference chance, 7% Super Bowl chance. Seattle Seahawks, this team on my cert, big game this week against the Commanders for them. 5-3 at the moment, 10-7 projected, 82% playoff chance, 41% division chance, 9% conference chance, 4% Super Bowl chance. Los Angeles Rams, 3-6 at the moment, 7-10 projected though, 26% playoff chance, 2% division chance, 1% conference chance, 1% Super Bowl chance. Arizona Cardinals, last but not least, well, they are least now, but last right now. Cardinals 1-8, 3-14 projected, 4% playoff chance, 2% division chance, 1% conference chance, and a 1% Super Bowl chance. So things will get better in the desert soon, but not before they get worse. So, yeah, that's all I have to say. Alrighty, now without further ado, time to move on to my Week 10 predictions. Let me get out the iPad here, side the scores down. I'll be right back. Sorry about that, but since I do the filming on my phone, I have to get up and grab the iPad onto my book bag so that I have the results or what I want. All right, here we go. Without further ado, let's get to work here. We're gonna start off tonight in the Windy City, Chicago, Illinois. We got printer turning off. No big deal. We got the Bears hosting the Carolina Panthers. This is a big game for sure. Well, not really. Carolina's struggling. Chicago's struggling. I think the home team's better off in this case. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about this terrible. Looks like that game made me sick. It's not very good. That's why I'm coughing. I'm just joking around. I'm getting over something, but I'm all good. But anyway, this is not going to be a fun game at all, but I think Chicago is going to get the dub in this not very fun game. I'm taking Chicago in this one by a final score of 27-20. I'm giving the Bears a 54% win probability, Carolina Panthers 45%. On to Germany now for the last international game of the year. Another not so exciting, boring, not fun game. Colts and the Patriots in Germany. I was about to say Foxborough. I'm sorry. In Germany, 9:30 a.m. kickoff. The good thing is we have football at 9:30. Gotta love that. I wish they would play more of those games so we have football early every week. Sorry about that yawning. Except for week 1, really, and week 18. Those are the only weeks I wouldn't want to see games early. But other than that, I like football at 9:30. I really do. I'm a big fan of international games. So, yeah. I think the Colts will win. I was going to pick the Patriots, but I don't like some aspects of the Patriots offense. So, I'm taking the Colts in this one by a final score of 20-14. Indianapolis, I have them 59% win probability. New England, I have them at 40% win probability. Oh, fantasy football. I'm sorry, I forgot all about that. Fantasy football. We're moving quickly here. But anyway, fantasy football. Let's go back to... I know I did mention like 10 minutes ago on this channel or in this episode that I would talk about some fantasy football things for this game. I don't really have much to say about the Carolina-Chicago game. If you have anybody on these teams, I would sit them. The only person I might recommend starting is DJ Moore this week, so that's probably about it. If you have him, I would definitely play him because he's been doing good, but other than that, nobody. Indianapolis and New England, I think a good start this week would be the Colts defense. They've been looking good. They've been hot. I definitely think the Colts defense would be a great start for this week. As for New England, there's nobody I would really start for them. So, yeah. Now on to the Bengals and the Texans here. I don't think this is going to be a fun game. I mean, C.J. Stroud's coming off his high. When players typically come off their high, and I mean, I hate to go back to college here, but I'm going to use college for this one because it's a good example. It's actually a positive one because it involves Pitt winning for once. But anyway, though, Louisville Cardinals, they were undefeated when they were coming into Pittsburgh. They were coming off that big win over Notre Dame at home. Pitt had one win against FCS Wofford. And Pitt mightily struggled. Pitt benched their quarterback, Phil Jurkovec, for sophomore Penn State transfer, Kristen Valu. Pitt was a heavy underdog to an undefeated Louisville team. Pitt won by over 2 touchdowns. I don't think it was so much Pitt. Because you've seen what Pitt has done. They lost 58-7 to Notre Dame. Their record is not the best. But anyway, though, what I'm trying to say is teams and players coming off a high typically struggle the next week. So I think the Texans really struggle in this one. I'm taking the Bengals 38-17. Give me Cincinnati, 79% win probability for them. Houston, 20%. Fantasy starts and sits. Fantasy, I would definitely 100% start Jamar Chase. I think he's going to go off this week. It's going to be a big week for Chase. Joe Burrow's going to have a big week for sure. Those are two must starts if you have them. So yeah, Texans, I would sit CJ Stroud. I really would. Cincinnati's really good against the pass. They did good against Josh Allen. I'm sitting CJ Stroud for sure, unless it's a 2 QB league. Tank Dell, I think he could do okay, but I don't expect anything big out of him. If he could get 8-9 points, that would be great. He's on my team, so hoping for 8 to 9 points, that would be nice, but it is what it is. So I would sit CJ Stroud, maybe play Tank Dell. Packers and the Steelers. I'm not going to do my prediction for this one, just because I do that on the other side. The Steelers game did pregame. So, but the reason I'm talking about it is because I will give you my fantasy stuff for this game. For the Steelers, I would start Najee Harris. I think he's going to have a huge day again. I think having Canada down on the sidelines will be helpful for sure. And I think Najee goes off this week. I'm starting Najee. For the Steelers, I am sitting Deontay Johnson because I am starting George Pickens for the Steelers. I mean, he's upset. I think he's going to go off this week. I'm definitely starting George Pickens for the Steelers. I'm sitting Deontay Johnson because I don't think he's going to have a big week at all, and I think it's going to be rough for him. So anyway, I'm starting Najee. I'm starting George Pickens. I would also start the Steelers defense, and I'm sitting Deontay Johnson. So yeah. For the Packers, I would start Romeo Doubs because they're going to put Joey Porter Jr. on Christian Watson. I think this opens up Romeo Doubs and Jaden Reed to possibly have bigger days, so I would start them if you have them. And Luke Musgrave, too. Sorry, that would be a good start, and I think both Packers and Steelers defenses are great starts this week. On to Tennessee, Tampa Bay. We will have a score prediction for this one, though. I think the Titans play really well this week. Tampa Bay struggling, not going things aren't going the best for them. I'm going to take the Titans in this one in a high-scoring game, 28-27. Give me Tennessee. I am going to touch on a couple of my players here. Never mind. 52% chance to win for the Titans, 47% chance for the Buccaneers. But I just think Tampa coming off that loss to Houston, not the best. Tennessee, they're coming off the loss to Pittsburgh, not the best, but yeah, I think this will be an exciting game for sure. But I think right now Tennessee's the better team. Tennessee's going to get good, and I think Tennessee's going to win this one. Now on to fantasy, because I am excited for this one, because it involves a couple of my players. For the Titans, I would 1,000,000% start Will Levis. He is going to go off this week. He's my starting quarterback. I'm expecting big things from him. Stroud torched that Buccaneers secondary. Levis torched the Falcons secondary, who is better than Tampa. And he also didn't do bad against Pittsburgh. I mean, this might be a road game, but I think Will Levis is going to put up a crap load of points this week. Going to be a huge day for him. Start him and start D-Hop and start Derrick Henry. I think they all get a lot of points. It's going to be a big week for all three. I'm going to start Will Levis, Derrick Henry, and D-Hop all sits. I would probably sit Chris Godwin if I was a fantasy manager and have him. I don't have him on any of my teams, but I would sit Chris Godwin and Rachaad White, that's for sure, for Tampa Bay. So those are my only two sits of the week. Predictions there are what matters more on this, so not fantasy, but I'm just giving some advice while I can. Browns and the Ravens. We got an interesting one here, that's for sure. This will be exciting. It's going to be an interesting game, and will come down to the end, I think. But I think I actually don't think it's going to come down to the end. I just read my score. I'm contradicting myself, but I think Baltimore just plays well the whole game throughout. It's going to be a tough day for Cleveland. That's all I know. So I'm taking the Ravens in this one. Give me Baltimore by a final score 27-10. Baltimore 61% chance of victory. Cleveland 38% chance of victory. Now on to my start sits for this game for fantasy. a good start for sure, and I have them, and I'm so happy I do have them, is this Cleveland defense. They've been phenomenal. They have been a turnover machine. I think they get 2 turnovers this week, but it's not enough for them to win the game. I definitely start Cleveland's defense. I would definitely start Baltimore's defense too. Both these defenses are amazing and they're must start, so start both of them. As for sit Jerome Ford, sit Amari Cooper, and sit Odell Beckham Jr., because I don't think it's going to be a good week for any of those guys. But anyway, Ravens 27, Browns 10 is my prediction. 61% win probability for Ravens, 38% for Cleveland. San Francisco 49ers and the Jacksonville Jaguars meet in Duval County in Jacksonville for this crucial showdown. This is a big game for both teams because San Francisco's time free looking to take back their division lead over these guys. Jacksonville, they're looking to expand their division lead over the Titans, Texans, and Colts. Definitely an interesting one in store, that's for sure. I'm going to go with the Jaguars. I think they win this one in overtime, similar to the way they beat the Cowboys last year. I'm taking Jacksonville in this one. Give me Jacksonville 34-28 in overtime. I have Jacksonville 54% win probability. San Francisco 45% win probability. My starts of the week for this one, obviously you got to start CMC. For sure, he's been tearing it up for sure. So start CMC. I would sit Debo because he's just coming back from injury if he's even playing. I think he is, but I'm not positive. So sit Debo. I would sit George Kittle too. You might want to start Brandon Ayuk, but I think this is going to be a lot of CMC this game. So definitely start CMC. He's going to go off this week. Big week coming for him. Just heads up. As for Jacksonville, I would not start Christian Kirk. I think Calvin Ridley is due for a big week. I think he's been lacking the past couple weeks, and Trevor Lawrence is going to try to get him the ball more. So I definitely think he's a must start. Travis Etienne is a must start. Trevor Lawrence, I would probably not start Trevor Lawrence this week. Evan Ingram, I would probably not start him. Again, I think this is going to be all about Etienne and Ridley this game. So yeah, I definitely think they're must starts. Both defenses I would sit. Last 1 o'clock game we got here, we're going to the Twin Cities in Minnesota. They host the New Orleans Saints. This will be an exciting game for sure. New Orleans needs this one to keep ahead of the AF in the NFC South now. They're 5-4. They're sitting 1 game ahead of everybody else. 1 or more at least. I know they're 1 ahead of Atlanta. And I don't know about the other 2, but yeah. I mean, I think Minnesota's going to win this game. I think Minnesota's the better team. They're at home. And I think they win this game. It's another 1-score game for them. Give me Minnesota 24-20 in this one. Must starts in this one. I would start Josh Dobbs. I think he's doing great. And how can you not like Josh Dobbs? And I think he's going to flourish in O'Connell's system. So I would definitely start Josh Dobbs in this one. In terms of other must starts, I would not start Kamara. I don't think he's going to go off this week. I play against him, so better watch my mouth. But anyway, though, I think Kamara's not going to have a good week. I think Michael Thomas and Chris Olave are going to get a lot of playing time, and they're going to get a lot of points. You could look anywhere between 10 and 15 points for each Thomas and Olave. I think Kamara gets maybe like 9, 10, 12 points, but I don't think he has a big day by any means. That's for sure. I would not start him if I had the choice. I would not start Derek Carr either. He's not very good either, so I wouldn't start him. Vikings, obviously, like I said, I would start Josh Dobbs. I would probably start TJ Hawkinson. He's going to get a lot of playing time, I think, and he's going to have a lot of catches, especially, unfortunately, that receiver core still thin. I think Jordan Addison, he gets a lot of playing time. I think he's going to have a huge week, so start Jordan Addison. I would not start Alexander Madison. I don't think he's going to have a big week, so yeah. But anyway, I'm picking Vikings in this one. 24-20, and I have them with a 62% win probability. Saints, 37%. Now into 4 o'clock games. Atlanta at Arizona. I'm going to take the upset here in this one. I'm just feeling it. I mean, this Arizona team, they may be bad, but I think Kyler Murray coming back is going to provide them with a little bit of a spark. Definitely will be an exciting week in the desert with him back. I'm taking the Cardinals with the massive upset here. Give me Arizona 28-24. Arizona, I have you guys 52% chance of winning. Atlanta 47% chance of winning. This would be an exciting game for sure. Now on to fantasy. I mean, for Atlanta, I would not start. Phone's ringing. Sorry about that. But I would not start. Sorry, our phone was just ringing, and I wanted to see if they had left a voicemail or not. But anyway, it's all good. This video is just the consequence of that is this video is just gonna have to be merged, separated into two. So I'm sorry about that, guys. So yeah. But anyway, though, back to where we were. I just remember where we left off. That was just a noise. I'm sorry. Everything is all good. Just want to make sure everything's all good. But anyway, though, start sits now. Falcons and the Cardinals. I would definitely for the Falcons. I don't know. I mean, I think Bijan does better this week. I think he gets about 12 points, maybe 13, 14 points. But I don't know if he's not going to have a huge day. Algier, I think, is going to have maybe 12, 13 points. I think they run the ball like crazy this week. I would definitely not start any Falcons receivers at all. Even Drake London, if he's healthy, I would not start him. I would not start Pitts. I would not start Jonnu Smith. I would certainly not start Taylor Heinicke. But for the Falcons, that's what I would do. For the Cardinals side now, my sits of the week, Kyler Murray. He's good, but he's just not there yet. But I would definitely sit him. DeMarcado, the running back, I would sit him. I think you're going to see a big week for sure out of the one receiver. I think his name is Greg Dortz. I think he'd be a good start, maybe 15 points. Could look at for him. Trey McBride, I think, gets 10 to 15 points. I think he'd be a great start this week. Cardinals defense, I think that would be a good start this week for sure. So, yeah. Those would all be good starts. But Cardinals 28, Falcons 24. On now to our next game, the Detroit Lions and the LA Chargers. I'll have plenty of fantasy advice for this one, but let's first get into the score prediction. I think this is going to be a very close game. I think this is going to be a one-score game. It's going to come down to the wire for sure. Whoever the better team is, I think will win this game. Not the better team in general, but just the better team this day, and you'll see why. But I think this will be a close one. I think this will be an interesting one. It's in LA. The Lions have to make the trek out to LA. I think this will be close, and they're going to have a very good chance of winning. But I think the Chargers, in the end, hold the line and get the job done. Give me the LA Chargers. Final score 28-27. They beat the Detroit Lions. Chargers 50% win probability for me. Detroit Lions 49% win probability from me. I think in fantasy this week, this will definitely be an interesting game. That is for sure. Detroit, I would be lenient. I mean, Jared Goff's a good start, but I don't think he has a good week. I think he gets anywhere between 20 to 30 points. I don't think and I play against him this week, so I better keep my mouth shut there too. But I don't think he goes like really off. I think he has a good day, but not a great day. But I think 25 to 30 points would be good for Jared Goff. So I would consider him a start because he's going to have a good day, I think, still. I think that Jahmyr Gibbs would be an okay start. I plan on starting him, but it's probably not the best idea. I don't know about starting him or Montgomery this week. So, yeah, definitely I don't know about those two. Those are toss-ups for me. I think a great start for this week would be Amon-Ra St. Brown. I expect him to have an amazing week. I think he's going to go off this week, like maybe 25, 30 points. So definitely a must start if you have Amon-Ra. Start him. That's my suggestion there. Laporta, I think, does good too. I don't think he does what he's typically used to doing, but he'd still be a good start for sure. I'm debating between Gibbs and Laporta to start this week, so I don't know what I'm going to do there. Charger-wise, Herbert, Eckler are must starts. I would definitely start them. I think they're going to each have huge games, so those are two good starts. I think Keenan Allen's a good start. Quinn Johnston is a sit for sure, so sit Chargers tight end, sit Quinn Johnston, start Keenan, start Keenan Allen, start, what's his name? I'm sorry, I'm thinking. Herbert, and start Austin Eckler. Those are all good starts this week for the Chargers. On to the next one now. New York Giants and Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, this is kind of easy. I'm going to pick the Cowboys in a blowout in this one. Give me Dallas 38-10. Dallas 91% win probability. Giants 8% win probability for sure. Sorry to burp there again. Anyway, though, fantasy football stuff now. Start Dak Prescott. Start CeeDee Lamb. They're going to have humongous weeks this week. Prescott's going to get in the 40s, I think, for points. I think he will be the highest scoring quarterback of the week. I would not want to go against Dak Prescott this week. He's going to have a humongous day. So start Dak Prescott in all leagues if you have him. CeeDee Lamb, I expect him to get 25 to 30 points. He is going to go off this week too, I think. Definitely a must start for sure. Start Prescott, start Lamb. Pollard is going to have an okay day, not a great day, but a good day. He might get 15, so 15 to 20 I'd expect from him. So, yeah. Ferguson, I think he'll also go off this week too. Definitely start Jake Ferguson if you have him. Start Dak, start CeeDee Lamb, start Jake Ferguson. I think it's going to be a huge week for all three of those guys, so definitely start those guys. Giants, start nobody. Sit Saquon even if you have him. I'm starting him because I have no other options. But sit him. He's not going to have a good week, and it's a lost cause. And plus, my opponent too in that league hasn't changed their lineup since like week 2. So really, it's probably not the biggest of deals. Hardly anybody changes their lineup in the league I have Saquon Barkley in, so. But I would definitely sit him if you're in a competitive matchup. He's not going to have a good day. He's just not. I think 10 to 15 points would be good for him. So don't expect a lot out of Saquon Barkley. That's for sure. Anyway, though, Cowboys 38, Giants 10, 91% win probability for Dallas, 8% for the Giants. 3 more games left here. Now it's on to this team, Seattle Seahawks, baby. They play against the Washington Commanders. I like Seattle in this one. I don't think the Commanders are very good. I've never been a big fan of them. I think they need to start over. They have a new owner, Josh Harris. Maybe he will start over this year. Maybe he won't. It'll be interesting for sure to see what he does, but interesting times in our nation's capital and also in the Emerald City. I can't believe I just researched this the other day. They have one of the league's worst pass defenses against receivers in fantasy, which we'll get to in a couple minutes. But anyway, though, I can't believe that. You have Tariq Woolen, you have Devon Witherspoon. Why is this? Seriously, why is this? Seattle needs to be better, I think, in that regard. But I think Seattle gets the job done Sunday. They don't play a very good opponent, I think. I'm taking Seattle on this one, 28-17. I have Seattle at a 68% win probability. Commanders, 31%. So go Seattle, baby. For fantasy football, everybody, I think, in this game is a start. I think there's going to be a lot of scoring. It's going to be energetic. It's going to be amazing. Don't start the Commanders or Seahawks' defenses, though. Those are the 1-2 positions I would not start anybody in. But for quarterbacks, definitely start Sam Howell. I would not start, though, Brian Robinson or Tone Gibson. I don't think they go off this week, but sit those two, I think. Commanders, start Logan Thomas. Start Terry McLaurin, Scary Terry. Start Jahan Dotson. Start those guys all. I think they're going to all have amazing weeks. So get them a lot of points this week. So, yeah, start. For the Seahawks side, start everybody. I mean, Kenneth Walker's going to have a huge day on Sunday. Keep an eye out for that. I'm expecting 20 points, possibly. I think Kenneth Walker's going to ball out on Sunday. That's for sure. I think DK Metcalf's going to have another big day. Lockett will get probably about 15 points. Metcalf will probably get about 15 points. That's going to be big days for those guys. That's for sure. I would not start Noah Fant or Colby Parkinson. I don't think they're going to go off. Definitely start Geno Smith. He's looking for a good revenge game. I think he's going to get another big day this week. I think he's a top 10 quarterback for this week. So, yeah. But that would be interesting for sure. Anyway, just to recap of this, Seahawks 28, Commanders 17. Seattle 68% chance of victory. Washington 31% chance of victory. Now down to Sin City, Jets and Raiders. I think this is a very close game. I think both these teams are very talented, very good, have potential, that's for sure. I think in this one, in the end, it was supposed to be 2 Aaron Rodgers against Davante Adams for the first time, but unfortunately Rodgers is hurt. That's very unfortunate for Packer fans. Or I'm sorry, not Packer fans. Oh my gosh, I'm an idiot. Not Packer fans, Jets fans, and the NFL as a whole. Why am I saying Packer fans? Well, they might be they're probably a little upset too because of all the things he did for them and how he helped them, but it's a pain for Jets fans. I hope he gets better soon. I hope he does play this year again. People were saying he might, but I hope he does. So, yeah. I'm picking the Jets in this one. They may not have Aaron Rodgers, but I think they're a much better team than the Las Vegas Raiders. So, I'm picking the Jets 27-24. New York Jets 51% win probability. Vegas 48%. Couple start sits for the week. Jets. The only start I would have is Breece. I don't think he's going to go off this week, but I think he does good. I think he gets a touchdown, maybe two. So Breece Hall, he's definitely a good start. I would not start Zach Wilson. I would not start Garrett Wilson. I would not start any of those guys if it were up to me. So, yeah, definitely not starting any of those guys. The only Jet start I would have is Breece Hall for sure. Not even the defense. Raiders, I don't think there will be many starts in this game for the Raiders. I don't think Josh Jacobs is going to have a big day. I don't think Jacoby Myers will have a big day. I think the tight end will do some things, Michael Mayer, but that's about it. I think Aiden O'Connell could do okay, but I think this Jets secondary will be good in terms of covering Myers, covering the other Raiders receivers, and stopping Josh Jacobs. So I think it's going to be interesting for sure, but yeah, I don't expect big days out of any of those guys. So, yeah. Anyway, not a lot of fantasy points in this one, but I do think a fair amount of points will be scored. Jets 27, Raiders 24, 51% win probability, New York Jets, 48% Las Vegas Raiders. This will be a huge fantasy game, I think. My final game, Bills and the Broncos on Monday Night Football, but of course we got to do the score prediction first and stuff. I like where the Broncos are headed. I like what they did against Kansas City and Green Bay. I think they're going in the right direction. They could be a possible playoff sneaky team this year. Don't count the Denver Broncos out, that's for sure. But I don't think they get the job done this week. I think Buffalo's upset. I think Buffalo's motivated. And I think Josh Allen's ready for a huge day. I'm taking Buffalo in this one, 31-21. That's my final score prediction. Buffalo, 64% win probability. Denver, 35% win probability. Couple starts for this one. I think a good start would be Josh Allen. I think he's going to have a huge week too. He's not going to have as big of a week as Dak, but I think he is a must start this week. Top 5 fantasy quarterback. That's for sure. James Cook's not going to do anything this week. I think for sure, though, Stephon Diggs will be an amazing start this week. Dalton Kincaid, he's going to go off. I think he's going to get 20 points. Kincaid, I'm afraid to play against him in fantasy this week, to be honest, but I think he has a big day. And I think the Bills' defense does too. I think they have a big day too in fantasy. Sits for Buffalo. I would definitely sit James Cook. Definitely sit Shakir and Gabe Davis. That's all I would say for Buffalo. Denver-wise, I would not start anybody in this game for Denver. I think it's going to be a rough week, rough going for them offensively. Maybe start Russell Wilson. Maybe start Courtland Sutton. That's about it, though. I think other than that, it's going to be a tough week for them. Sits, I don't think Jerry Jeudy's going to do anything this week. I don't think he's going to look good this week. I don't think the running backs are going to look good this week. And I don't think the defense will be a good one this week either. So I don't think it's going to be a good week for Denver in fantasy. Don't start many of those guys. So, yeah. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoy Week 10 of the NFL season. We'll be back here on Tuesday for the Week 10 recap. We're closely approaching the end of the season, unfortunately. Times are going crazy here. So, yeah, keep an eye out, that's for sure. That's all I have for you guys today. Enjoy Week 10 of football. Good luck in your fantasy matchups this week. Wish me luck in my fantasy matchup this week. Have a good one. Take care. Stay safe. Pray for Israel. And as always, peace. See you guys around.